Every week, the Payne family cuts straight to the real financial story.
The one question, Bob, everyone's asking is, are we in an artificial intelligence bubble? You've been through boom and bust. What do you think?
No hype, no myths. Just what actually matters to your money.
Does feel very similar to what we experienced in the 90s. Where are we, though? Are we in 1995, 1997, 1999?
Listen to the Pain Points of Wealth on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
The Larry Kudlow Show. Entertaining and informative on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
A fabulous, really fabulous cover in the New York Post. Reds in the red. City faces a $12 billion deficit even before Zoe's mad plans. And then there's a picture of Zohran Mamdani, the new mayor. This is before his socialism and collectivism. And, of course, he wants to jack up taxes. And then the question is he going to push Governor Hochul to jack up taxes? She's really in charge of that, not the city. Anyway, I was having a delightful dinner the other night with my longtime friend Bruce Blakeman, who was now twice won elections as the Nassau County executive. It's a huge position, a very diverse county. And Bruce is running for New York governor, Republican candidate for New York governor, and he's mounting a tremendous campaign. Bruce, this is, first of all, welcome. This is a great story. They're in the red before they even start. But then there's a little, if I go and turn the page, if I jump the page, they've got New York City. This is what we were talking about at dinner. New York City's budget of $115 billion is nearly equal to the $117 billion budget for the entire state of Florida, which has, by the way, which has a population 3 times New York City. This is what we were talking about. New York versus Florida on taxes and Medicaid. Anyway, the Hochul's, this is going to wind up on Hochul's desk. What's going to happen here, Bruce Blakeman?
Well, first of all, Zohran Mamdani and Kathy Hochul are now comrades. Kathy wants to support his policies with respect to giving everything away free, especially to illegal migrants. New York City is a sanctuary city. New York State is a sanctuary state. And one of the reasons why they're going broke in New York City is because they have spent well over $7 billion in the last 3 years on illegal migrants who've been here for 15 minutes. They haven't earned anything. And that's hardworking taxpayer dollars that are being spent on people who, again, they're here illegally and they haven't earned anything. And it's contrary to the immigration policies that we've had in the past, whereby people come to this country and they work for what they get. So I'm not surprised that they're going to have a huge deficit. Kathy Hochul is going to face a large deficit as well. She spent $5 billion of taxpayer money on illegal migrants. And when you look at the health care costs and the fraud and abuse in Medicaid, it's no wonder that both the state and the city are going broke. And one of the things that you taught me, Larry, was the fact that in Florida, the state and city income tax in Miami, for instance, is zero. In contrast to the tax on individuals at the highest levels in New York City, it's 14.8%. Yeah. There's a big difference between 0 and 14.8%.
That's exactly right. Somebody has to point that out. You're so right. And this is city and state. This is, Mr. Blakeman is right. 14.8 in New York City is higher than 0 in Miami. So we're losing everybody. It's the same in Texas. You can use Dallas, but you think, Bruce Blakeman, Hochul, you know politics a lot better here, but it just sounds like Mamdani and all these left-wing socialists, they're the tail driving the dogs. They're going to force Hochul to go left and jack up taxes. Is that what's going to, I mean, how's he's in other words, the Post article, he's in a terrible fiscal position right now. He's got $12 billion deficit. He's not going to cover that by cutting spending. All right. You have I think you're running a balanced budget in Nassau County. They're not running a balanced budget here. So he's going to need a lot of money. He's got all these additional plans, God knows what, for his collectivist vision. And so Hochul's the one that's going to have to finance this. The governor. That's your opponent.
Yeah, well, in my county, we have a $4.3 billion budget. I've hired 600 new law enforcement professionals. I haven't raised taxes a penny in 4 years, and I've gotten 7 bond upgrades. Even the Democrat state comptroller said our finances were excellent. Contrast that with the city of New York, where there are huge deficits. Contrast that with Kathy Hochul, where there are huge deficits. And the worst thing about it is, she is going to raise taxes. He's going to raise taxes, and they're going to do it on people who have the highest level of income, which means that the people who produce the jobs, the people who produce the wealth in this state, the people who pay all the bills, they are going to leave because rich people have options. Hardworking middle-class people don't have the options that rich people do. They're going to leave the state. They have been leaving the state. And I'm going to turn that all around. We're going to reward ingenuity. We're going to reward those who are the job creators. We are going to create prosperity so people have more money in their pockets so they can make choices on how they want to spend their money and not have government tell them how their hard-earned taxpayers' dollars should be spent.
I mean, I think just listening to you and reading up on this, Hochul has not been honest about it. When it comes to crunch time, and you look at these numbers and your point of view, Mandami and the lefties are going to force her to try to put a big tax hike through the legislature. I mean, the legislature's pretty far left too, as far as I understand it. She's not going to be a bulwark against taxes. She's going to fold. I mean, I don't know, Bruce. But it looks like it. Otherwise, this kid's every single play, he can't do anything. He's got no money. He's broke. I don't think he realizes, or maybe they're figuring out he's broke. The financier has to be Hochul and tax hikes from the Albany. I mean, the taxpayers of the state don't want that. I mean, 14.8 is higher than 0.
Yeah, you know what? It's crazy. And what people have to realize is take a look at what you're taking home. Take a look at what your take-home pay is. Look at your tax burden. Look at all the taxes that they put on you: the MTA tax, the income tax, the sales tax. Take a look at all the taxes that you have added up, and it becomes the biggest tax burden of any state in the United States. And that is what's frustrating businesses from coming here. That's why people are leaving the state in droves. And we've got to make it more affordable by creating jobs, creating prosperity, but lowering taxes so people who create jobs will want to locate their businesses in New York State. So it's very simple. Look, Mandami talks about collectivism versus individualism. He thinks collectivism is great. It's a failed economic system. As Winston Churchill said very aptly, socialism is nothing more than shared misery. And the people of New York State are miserable with their tax burden. They're miserable with their take-home pay, and they want somebody who's going to make them more prosperous, put New Yorkers first, and make people happy, and have a governor that actually cares about the hardworking men and women of this state.
We're talking to Bruce Blakeman, the popular executive of Nassau County. Just won his second race on that. You know, we're out of time, Bruce, but I can't wait for you to debate Hochul on all this stuff. No one's really challenged her. I mean, the New York Post does a great job, but when do you think the first debate would come?
Well, listen, I would like to debate her every week if she would do it, because there's so much to talk about. I don't know if in an hour and a half debate we'll cover it, but I'm chomping at the bit to debate her. Right. I want to talk about her failed policy.
Fabulous. Bruce Blakeman, Nassau County Executive, running for governor of New York. Boy, he will be the bulwark to stop the crash and burn if he ever gets a chance. I'm Kudlow, folks. We'll take a break. Stock markets on the other side.
The Larry Kudlow Show on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
Every week, the Payne family cuts straight to the real financial story.
The one question, Bob, everyone's asking is, are we in an artificial intelligence bubble? You've been through boom and bust. What do you think?
No hype, no myths. Just what actually matters to your money.
Does feel very similar to what we experienced in the 90s. Where are we, though? Are we in 1995, 1997, 1999?
Listen to the Pain Points of Wealth on the Red Apple Podcast Network.